So I'm out here in Coachella, California, and I'm taking my break. It's actually really cool, by the way. So I'm taking my break, but I wanted to test the Pixel 2 XL, which is my phone, and we're gonna record some footage and see if we can legit turn it into a cinema camera. And we're gonna use the Filmic Pro app to do so. Let's move. All right, what's up everybody? As you can see, I've got my footage here. I'm actually using Omelet Arcade. It's an app on Android that allows you to record your screen. But for some reason I couldn't get it to record my audio, but that's fine. I can still talk over all of this and what's going on. So as you can see, all of this little box right here that I'm moving around, that controls your focus. It's a little finicky, but there's a better way I'll show you later on. If you tap it, it turns red, and that will actually lock the focus for whatever you've focused on. This little, the square, now, it's finicky, so you see how I'm trying to focus on, see how it just jumps? It doesn't really do a good rack focus. So there's a better way to do focus and exposure that it will show later on. So resolutions, you can change it and go up to 4K if you want, if your phone will do it. I'm going to record this in 4K just because. And up here you can change your aspect ratios and all that. Plenty of options there. We're going to go super cinematic and do 239:1. You know, for all the folks that like to have a very narrow field of view, I guess. Video codecs you can change. I never play around with that stuff. So frame rates goes all the way up to 240 frames per second if your phone can do it. Usually it's in 720p though. We're going to film in 24 frames per second because that's the standard for cinematic video. Now you can see I've got a preset for Pro 2K cropped. That's just like, I like filming in 2K instead of 4K because it looks really good and it doesn't really take up a lot of space. Now down on the left here you can see there's no stabilization. It's really shaky, and you can see behind all of this here, battery's about to die. Now if you turn stabilization on, it gets a lot more stabilized, obviously, which is very useful. I don't know what I was saying there. Cool, let's go back. Torch is the light on your phone, just like you normally would. This is if you're using like a DJI Osmo and all that kind of stabilizer sort of stuff, which is very helpful. I don't have one of those at the moment, so. Did I not turn stabilization on? I didn't. So here you can play with the tints and color temperatures and everything. You can shoot in natural, dynamic, flat, or log mode. I shoot in log, so it gives me more room to color correct later on. Your waveforms can be moved around to expose each part of the image how you want. I actually have this image zoomed in slightly, so it kind of looks like a 50mm lens, which is my favorite focal point of all time. Alright, so now this little circle thing at the bottom gives you manual control over your exposure and focus, which is huge, and it's actually really smooth. It's a lot better than the box way that I was trying earlier. This actually gives you a lot more control on and make it look more cinematic. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to zoom in. We're going to do like a cinematic shot on this stupid flower, and let's go ahead and try that. As you can see, I'm moving my focus along with it to try and keep up with it, which means you can do a follow focus with this app, which is actually really cool. I don't know if any other apps will allow you to do that, but Filmic Pro has just so many ridiculously awesome features. And for some stupid reason, I kept the stabilization off when I did this, so it's still shaky, even though it should not be. So I apologize. I didn't do it right. I'm dumb. So whatever, now we're going to go ahead and drop all of this into Adobe Premiere, where I can color correct using Magic Bullet, and we'll see what all comes out of it. Okay, so we are in Premiere, and I've created a new sequence just for this called Pixel 2 Cinematic Filmic Pro Thingerjigger. So that's the name, and we're going to stick to it. Right now, I found my video that recorded when I actually hit record when I was doing the demo earlier. So we're going to drop that in here. And there actually is audio for you. Recorded my audio when I did that. So we are recording, and we're gonna do just a cinematic shot here. Nice cinematic shot. Let's just go ahead and cut the rest of that because we don't need it. We don't need it. Go away. All right. So I don't need my talking either. Shut up. So we've got that. That is set up like it needs to be. Alright, so we've got this pretty cinematic shot with a manual focus and a little bit of a dolly zoom that I did with my body, kind of on the fly. So that looks cool. The shot looks cool, but we need to color it to really give it some pop. Now, over here, if you've got Adobe CC, this is included, color correction, lumetri color, that I don't really use that much, but it is in there if you really want to use it. So with lumetri, this is what you get. Pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. Now, like I said, this is zoomed in a little bit. It would have been more crisp had I not been zoomed in. That's a big no-no on the phone unless you have optic zoom, which the Pixel does not. So let's take out lumetri color. My favorite color correction software, because it's so fast, is Magic Bullet Looks, but we're gonna go with Magic Bullet Film. My footage is flat. Now you can change this with video so it makes it a little more log look. If you click in video, we shot in log, so you click on log and you can see it's more what it should look like. This is why if I'm shooting in log, I like to use Magic Bullet Film, because it gives you a better representation of what you shot. This is where it gets a little funky. Your negative stocks. This is all kind of like old film stocks and what they would look like after you shot with them. Some are black and white, some are kind of stupid. That is included in the suite, but what I use the most is Magic Bullet Looks, and you got a little more control over it, I believe, anyway. It's basically, if you click on edit, it'll bring up your shot. Now here's all your lookup table, your LUT, LUTs, whatever you call them. I guess it's called LUT. Let's go with, for this one, let's go with basic film. Now I downloaded this, as you can see, it's called Looks by Brent Pierce. I'll put a link down below if that's even still available for download, but I've had these forever. They were free download, and it'd be kind of cool if they are still available. So as you can see, it's pretty blown out right now, but we can change a lot of that right now. Play with your S-curves and drop this down and make it a little bit more cinematic. Now this is a lot darker than normal, than what you would normally do, but whatever, I'm a rebel. Now this isn't a color grading tutorial. This is why I'm kind of playing around with this stuff and not really talking about what I'm doing. But as you can see, the big difference. So the difference without any color correction, then this is what we shot with color correction. That's why you shoot with color correction, because you can make stuff look like that. I mean, look at that. So what this thing needs now is some music. So let's drop some music down in there and see how awesome it sounds. Here we go. Oh, wait. Let's do a big one. Sweet. All right, that's it. That's pretty much it. I'll drop in a longer video right after this with multiple shots that I did and see what they look like. You know, it's accidental epicness. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I will have a lot more videos like this coming as regular as I can make them. I am a truck driver, so it takes me a second to get some of these done sometimes. But thank you. Catch the video right after this of like the longer different shots and stuff I took with Filmic Pro and really got into Premiere and color correction and kind of played around with them. It'll look a lot cooler. So thank you. Have a good one. Please like and subscribe. And look forward to the next video. See you guys next time.